Can I build a functional heart-shaped tiny home in The Sims 4? Listen, folks, I fear there's only one way to find out, so you won't want to miss this. Let's head over to the lot that I've started building on, and we will figure out the answer to that question. I wanted to start off by showing you guys a little top-down view of the heart-shaped shell that I built. And plot twist, folks. Okay, there is plenty more where that came from. You're dealing with me after all, right? It's me, guys. It's Niv Sims. On this channel, we go bold and we go big. I have built a heart-shaped villa, if you will. So what we're going to be doing in today's video is completely designing and furnishing these 6 heart-shaped villas in different date night aesthetics. So I have already created a wheel. We have 6 different date night themes on there. And so whichever one we land on is going to be the aesthetic that we use to design that particular villa in. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, it will shortly. So I kind of want to walk you through what's going on here and all of the details that I've put into this build so far. Let's go ahead and start right here at this very first shell, smack dab in the front of our heart-shaped villa. So I envision this being like the reception check-in spot. So outside, as you can see, we've just got a couple of benches. I believe those are from Island Living. And then we move to the inside of our reception area. Smack dab in the middle, we have our reception desk. And I literally copied the exact same design, same furniture, everything that we just had on the other side. Let's turn our attention to the rest of this back patio area. So this is what we're working with. We have a couple of benches out here, more seating for dining, because as you can see, there are a bunch of different little food stands out here, as well as a couple drink stands. I'm really excited about this next area. There's a couple of little private seating areas over here with fire pits. We have a DJ booth. I popped in this little bar right here, and then we also have a massive dance floor. I will say no more, folks. Let's head over to the wheel and we will begin the designing and furnishing portion of today's video. Oh. Girl. Okay. Doing too much. I hate that sound. Here we are at the wheel. You can see all of the different date night aesthetics that we have to choose from. Without further ado, let's spin the wheel and see which date night aesthetic we land on first. Wow, and we land on movie theater date. Let's head over to the very first heart-shaped shell and we will try to bring this aesthetic to life. I think we're going to use this very front heart-shaped shell for our movie theater date aesthetic. Let's begin to design the outside of this. For now, this is the wallpaper I'm going to use. For our front door, I think I'm going to use this one from high school years. So we're going to place this sign. This one is from Get Famous. However, I am still looking for, it's like, it just knew that I was looking for it. We are gonna place these movie posters. We're just gonna place a bunch. Well, okay, let's be clear. I need to actually find ones that are cute, that I like. I just went ahead and added these, lights. I just added these columns from For Rent. I also think we're gonna change the flooring, at least on the front patio. I do want to add this camera, just kind of really leaning into the date night theme, right? Like movie, right? Like you guys get the vibe, you get the vision. I think I'll be adding another camera. This one is kind of a more old vintage looking one. Listen. Hear me out, okay? I recognize they're not perfect, but these little couches from, again, Journey to Batu, are kind of giving the movie theater seat energy, right? How does it look like that? Tuki! Tuki, come here! Here's my baby boy. He's perfect, he's photogenic, he's gorgeous, he's stunning. You lay down. Did I mention that he's also a genius? He's perfect. Ooh, now do we change the fence up here to be this like red rope? You know, giving like Hollywood premiere. I don't even need to say it because look at it. Of course, that's what we need to do. We've made it to the inside of our movie theater date night heart-shaped shell. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure out how to condense all of that because it's too much to say. So here are the options for flooring. We've got this carpet from Vampires. Then we also have this one, which also makes a lot of sense. And you know what? I think we're gonna go with this one. And let's be clear, right? What better wallpaper than this one? Truthfully, the only wall that this massive TV screen is gonna work on is this one right here. What if I actually go back to this one, which sucks because I don't like this one as much. It does kind of make sense though. We're gonna go with this bed for now. I fear it's the only thing I'm able to think of at this time. And I don't hate it, it's just weird. But we need to figure out how we can kind of pull together the rest of this space. This is how our little movie poster area is looking. Far more detail to go. Obviously, we're going for like the movie theater vibe, but also kind of leaning into that like Hollywood kind of famous energy a little bit. I think I want to place this clothes rack as our dresser. I think for now this is going to be this area all complete. So this is going to count as like our bedroom slash seating area, living room area with our little makeshift movie theater area. Let's go ahead and move on to this side. Here's how our popcorn and candy making station turned out with our jars of candy and our movie posters. I've done some interesting things. I went ahead and added a wall kind of closing in the bedroom so that it would actually kind of like darken this space up a little bit more. And I'll get the door there. So we'll just go ahead and move our candy over central like that. So this is kind of how the front entry is looking. I don't know if I'll add more detail just because what could I possibly add? Let's finally turn our attention over here to the kitchen. I do like this refrigerator from the Restoration Workshop pack, and we'll use the matching oven. We're gonna go for this layout instead, and then I just shoved our fridge over there into that little corner. This is what I have so far. It's, let's be clear, it's funky, but we're gonna keep it and we're gonna continue to move on and move forward. I just had the idea of placing that same sign from outside inside right above our bed, and I think that looks sweet. I recognize that this is a little random, but I'm kind of wanting to lean into the like Hollywood movie energy, and so I'm gonna place this item. This is cart of video equipment. Also added these lights from Get Famous, and I just like that it's completely brightened up the kitchen. It's also kind of making it look like a movie set, which I'm not mad at, so we're gonna go for that. With a little off-camera cluttering, this is how our movie theater kitchen turned out. I added this red rug, almost kind of acting like a red carpet that leads out to our balcony. I made a few changes off of camera, so I went ahead and changed our flooring to be this checkerboard one, and I added in this really cute dining table and chairs. I think this looks really nice and really actually brought the space to life. I furnished our bathroom off camera, and then we have our shower and the sink and mirror. I wanted to show you a couple other changes that I made to our bedroom before we move on, and added in this glowing mirror, and then I added in a couple of suitcases over there to the corner, and I just put our robes on either side of our little wardrobe. Let's move on to our outdoor balcony. So I've added just a couple of items out here so far. Let's start by adding in these counters, the same ones that we used inside. I want to get in the popcorn machine again, along with More candy makers. I actually think we're gonna bring that checkered flooring from our kitchen out here onto the balcony. I think I'm gonna place this love seat. This one's from Get Famous. And it is the matching love seat to the chairs that we used inside. I sized down this rug and now I think I'm gonna use this coffee table from City Living. This is gonna be our movie theater balcony all complete. And here's how the space looks at night. I love how this turned out. A couple last minute changes before we move on. So I went ahead and added the checker flooring to our rooftop. And then I also added in these big jumbo spotlights. Here's what those big spotlights look like. I think that this is absolutely sick. So now let's head back to the wheel and we will spin for the next aesthetic for the next heart-shaped shell. We're back at the wheel, so let's go ahead and spin for our next date night aesthetic. Super exciting. Okay, so we got game/arcade date. So let's head back to the lot and we will try to bring this aesthetic to life. On the bottom level here, well, let's be clear, there's only one level, but we obviously have the half wall. So on this part, I'm gonna do this baby blue. And then on the half wall part, I'm gonna do this red. And this one is from Love Struck. And then for our front door, I think I'm gonna use this one. Maybe I'll hold off putting it on the top. What about this one? Ooh, that could be cool. That's from the Decor to the Max pack. I just spent some time scrolling through the debug menus of a few packs, and I pulled out a couple of items. I added a few neon signs here to this side of the build, but I fear what we really need to do in order to take this to the level in which we're trying to take it is placing these neon light strips. I've filtered by the bowling night pack, and hear me out. I'm thinking we're gonna try to squeeze in a bowling lane. And my idea is on the roof. Now, the problem is it's obviously way too big, still too big, and now I've sized it down twice. The problem is that I have no idea if this is functional still. Oh God, no. Look at the pins. My other idea was to just put it straight up outside. I don't love that. I'll be honest, folks. I really, really don't. But we just might have to do it anyways. We're just fully leaning into it, folks. I'm gonna add this bowling ball detail to this side of our patio. Just added this little detail. I don't really know what it is, but it is from bowling night. I just went ahead and sized up these bowling pins. Now I'm just going in with these little furniture items from bowling night. For now, this is gonna be the completed exterior of our games/arcade date night aesthetic. It's time to pick flooring and wallpapers. I just think that that goes better together. I don't know. Screw it. For now, I think we're gonna place this flooring. I just like it so much. And again, I've never used this before. It's an interesting choice, but what if we used this tile wallpaper? This is base game. Folks, I've placed it. So what I've done is I've pulled out a few items that I know that I want to make sure I have in here. Of course, folks, first and foremost, we needed the button basher in here. As you can see, I've also pulled out a couple electric guitars. My vision for this is having a couple TV screens and almost making it like it's Guitar Hero. I've also pulled out the dartboard. Can I do the dartboard there and somehow still get like a couch or something in here? Especially because I want to do a kitchen in here. I could do an outdoor kitchen. There it is. So I actually just found this little booth from, I think it was Dine Out, and I fear that this is sick. And I want to have it in here. And imagine this is like our whole games area over here. Could we get it here on this wall like that? And then we can get our guitars back over here. I think that we can have this area serve as a dual purpose area for not only Guitar Hero, but also for karaoke. I think for now, I'm gonna add this bowling shoe clutter item right over here next to our front door. I just added that same little wall detail that we used outside to our booths, and I think that that just gives it a really cool look. I'm so excited to change the lighting in this place. It needs it desperately. I just added these interesting lights. Those are from Love Struck. I finally changed the lighting and that helped significantly. Went ahead and added some neon signs to our little game area, which I think has turned out really, really cool. I also added in this vending machine, which is just, I don't know, I think it's a fun touch. And then I also added in this ATM machine. Next, I'm gonna add in a couple of beanbag chairs. Yeah, this is looking sweet. For now, I think this is gonna be our little games area all complete. I feel quite happy with how this turned out. I think it's only right that we use this bed from the pastel pop kit. So far, I just added a few of those like heart love neon signs. I think those are all from Love Struck. And then I also added in this little simoleon symbol neon sign above our ATM machine. Let's add in this base game dresser. What I'm doing is adding another TV right here with a video game console. And then what I want to do is add a couple of controllers to our dresser. Maybe I could add a few video games on top like that. Over to this side, I also added in a glowing mirror. Ooh, and then let's add in a couple of, what are those things called? Lava lamps. Folks, I'm feeling absolutely geeked about how this whole room has turned out. And then we've got this side over here, which just feels like an actual like arcade slash bar, which I'm obsessed with. And then to finish off the inside, we have our games area, which yeah, is incredible, folks. Here's a look at our completed bathroom. I just love all the sticker details on this mirror. I feel like that's pretty realistic for an arcade. So let's go ahead and move on to our outdoor balcony, which is really gonna serve as our kitchen. This is gonna be the completed outdoor kitchen area. Listen, folks, am I thrilled about it? No, I'm not, but am I thrilled to be moving on? Yes, I am. So let's head upstairs to our rooftop situation. Okay, well, from the front, you can see that I moved our little ticket booth thing. This is gonna be the rooftop of our game slash arcade shell, all complete. Obviously, we've got the DJ booth and dance floor. I was also able to squeeze in a bar with a couple of bar stools. And just like that, that is another date night shell, all complete. This one was super fun. I absolutely love how this turned out. So let's go ahead and head back to the wheel and we will spin for the next aesthetic. Here we are back at the wheel, so let's go ahead and spin for the next aesthetic. And of course, we land on beach date. So let's head back over to the lot and we will make a start on the beach date aesthetic. For the beach date aesthetic, I think we're gonna jump all the way to this back shell. I think we're gonna use this wallpaper. This one is from Island Living. I just realized that I left the half wall trim as the OG brown swatch like this one on our arcade shell. So I very quickly came back to change that to black, and I think that looks much better. You know what? I actually kind of like this one. This is from Dine Out, but can I get a better color? Yeah, I'm gonna place this front door from the Desert Luxe pack. So this is what I've come up with so far. Significant changes made. So I used the same wallpaper, but a different swatch. And I think that just looks a little bit better, honestly. And I changed the flooring. I think I like that better. Yeah. That is much better. Something about that glass wallpaper I just don't think I love, unfortunately. For now, I think this is gonna complete the walkway to our little beach house. I also went around and added a bunch of greenery all around the outside of the house. And here's how the back of the house is looking. I actually just closed this area in to put our bedroom in here. Maybe I should start with the bedroom. We're gonna go for those. And now I'm gonna place this dresser. Folks, listen. I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't afraid that this won't be functional. I fixed the problem, so I moved this wall back one tile, and that has obviously opened our bedroom up a little bit more, so I was able to now properly fit in the dresser and that little chair. I think I'm gonna place these curtains, and then what if I changed the swatches? Ooh, yeah, that's nice. I added in a couple of suitcases down there. I'm just adding these framed photos. These are from Island Living as well. Just replaced our overhead lighting for this ceiling fan. I'm gonna replace that crab sign that we had at the front with this like surfboard one. Just placed this rug. This is how the bedroom of our beach date aesthetic turned out. And then here's how this side of the bedroom turned out. I added a couple suitcases down there. I added this little light along with some beach towels on top of our dresser. I knew I was missing something. I wanted to add in this fan into our bedroom. Now it's time to furnish our kitchen. I think we're gonna use this fridge and oven set from Jungle Adventure. I added some upper cabinets, and now I just placed that stove fan, and then I just added that sink from the kitchen clutter pack. And now to kind of close this room off a little bit, because I think I'm gonna try to get a dining table right here, I'm gonna use this divider. Here is our 3-tile bathroom, all complete. Folks, I need you to know that I'm designing these all the same, using the exact same items, just different swatches. The only thing that might change is the sink and mirror that I use, but other than that, it's all the same stuff. Before I forget, I just added in a trash can. Should I go for a lighter table? Like that? No, that looks better. Okay, and then I'm gonna add this fruit bowl on top. I just added those same curtains that we used in our bedroom out here in our living space. I'm gonna use this couch. This one is from Jungle Adventure with a few details added off of camera. This is gonna be our beach day aesthetic living room, all complete. And here's one more look at how this side turned out. We are really in for a treat with this one because I'm wanting to do something special out here on the balcony, but I've also created a rooftop moment. There's the ladder to get up there. We're gonna start by placing a few of these sun loungers. Listen, folks, I got completely carried away. I fell into a flow state off of camera. So this is going to be our little rooftop patio oasis of our beach day aesthetic house. Now, let me actually put this mug back into good lighting. Yeah. I also threw on this table with a bunch of beach towels. I'm assuming these are like beach towels and beach blankets. Over here, we've got a grill and a little side table with any essentials we need. We've got the hot tub. And then under this cabana moment, we have a picnic table and some flowers. I also completely surrounded this thing with this like plant divider. This is from Businesses and Hobbies. So this is gonna be our rooftop patio all complete, which leaves us with still having to complete our little balcony moment. This is for the straight up beach vibes, right? Like, you guys get it, you understand. So we're gonna leave it like this. Here we are back at the wheel. So let's go ahead and spin for the next aesthetic. Okay, for this one, we got spa retreat date. Let's head back over to the lot and make a start on this one. For the spa retreat date night aesthetic, we are gonna make our way back over to this side of our little heart-shaped villa, and we're gonna work on this middle one. I'm going to use this wallpaper. This one is from Snowy Escape. I'm gonna use this stone flooring. This one is from Get Together. Flooring and wallpaper has been picked for our spa retreat. Little heart-shaped, you know what I'm saying. Windows have been picked. And then I was also able to squeeze a ladder right off to the side. We are gonna do something on this rooftop. I recognize that everyone we've done so far has had stuff on the roof except for the movie theater. I'm not sure if the rest of the shells after this one will have stuff on the roof or not. It just kind of depends on if it makes sense and if we need the extra space. For the movie theater, we really didn't. For our spa retreat date night build, we definitely are gonna need the rooftop space, I fear. I think we're gonna need to start by decorating and furnishing our rooftop. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like the majority of our spa stuff is gonna be placed up here. I'm placing this hot tub. Next, I think I'm gonna place this item. I forget what pack it's from, but maybe it's Eco Lifestyle, and I'm just gonna place these side by side like that for some privacy. We're going to just move these back into our half wall like that. So there's all this privacy, but obviously the light still comes through all our vines. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this cabana back. Yay, this looks so good. What I'm gonna do is place some of these little side tables. I finished off our little hot tub area with a bunch of little items from Spa Day. So we have a drink tray, We've got some of these little stone items. I'm not exactly sure what they do. We've got a little bar of soap, and then we also have some like essential oils over there. And then I finished off the area with a rug and some bamboo to kind of frame it in, and I fear I'm obsessed with how this is looking. I just placed a couple of these planters to kind of provide some privacy to this area right here. There's obviously kind of a gaping hole right in the middle, so maybe can I add another one of these? That works much better. And honestly, can I fit another one? I know it's kind of excessive. Then maybe I can slide that one over like that. Yeah. And that looks good. Here's the family! Folks, I'm getting so mad. I keep doing the thing where I like pause thinking I'm hitting record and hitting record when I think I'm hitting pause. It's actually so annoying. I wanted to pop in and show you what I did allegedly off camera that I thought I was doing on camera. What I want to do now is add in some of these like meditation stools. To finish off our rooftop, I'm going to add in some of these outdoor lights. This is going to be our spa day retreat rooftop oasis, all complete. The lighting is making this look so pretty right now. I'm absolutely loving how this rooftop oasis turned out. And look at the views from the massage tables. Yeah, again, for the millionth time in this video, girl, I would not mind being up here. I just placed a couple of yoga mats on our balcony. Now I'm gonna place this speaker. Maybe there's like Zen, peaceful music that's playing out here during yoga. And then I also added that little side table and just cluttered it up with some of the same items from Spa Day that we used upstairs. I think we'll try to squeeze our kitchen in kind of right in this front area. I've sectioned off an area for our bedroom, so I feel okay about that. And I'm gonna place this refrigerator. This one is from Snowy Escape. I went ahead and changed the swatch of a couple things, as you can see, including the refrigerator, the counters, and then I added in this garbage can, and then I also added this sink from Snowy Escape. Now, I'm not gonna lie, folks, this is a little goofy. It looks a little interesting, but I fear we just have to do what we have to do in order to make it work. You know, for given the space we have, I think it's completely fine. We'll use this matching tall pantry cabinet. This is still from the Spa Day pack. I just added this rug. Now what I want to do to kind of finish this space off is get a small dining table in here. I just placed a couple of bamboo stalks to frame in our doorway. And this is gonna be our spa retreat kitchen, all complete. Here's another look at this side. Let's start working on the bedroom. So I'm really happy that I remembered this bed. This one is from the For Rent pack. Then I want to go in with our Desert Luxe curtains. Let's use these side tables. Just sized up this rug from Lovestruck. Place our little wardrobe. I'm gonna move our mirror over to that side just because the wall space is bigger over there. And then I think I'm gonna add this bamboo just right here in the little open space. It's a bit of a tight angle, kind of hard to show you, but this is gonna be our completed bedroom. Let's finish off our spa retreat date night heart-shaped shell by finishing the living room. Ooh, I don't ever use this couch. This one's from Snowy Escape, but I do really like it in this space. So I think we're gonna place this one. And I really like this one from For Rent, so I'm gonna put it at an angle and shove it in the corner. I'll place this side table. This one is also from Snowy Escape. Let's go for this lamp. I just placed this rug. This one is from one of the newer base game updates. And then I'm gonna place this little ottoman, and here is the living room all complete. Here's how I decorated our little front porch. Nothing too crazy. We are back at the wheel for essentially the last time, so let's go ahead and spin to see what our next aesthetic will be. Okay, so we landed on cozy stay-in date. The point for this entire build is that it's kind of like Valentine's theme coded. Maybe we can really lean into the Valentine's aesthetic for the outside of this one. So I'm thinking like reds, pinks, whites as kind of our color scheme. I'm thinking about using this wallpaper. This one is from Growing Together. Ooh, actually I have a better idea. So we will use this wallpaper instead. This one is from Eco Lifestyle. Make sure we get that all around. And then because there's a matching pink one, I think we'll do pink on the top part like that. Ooh, how about we use this door instead? This one is from Get to Work. All right, so I went ahead and picked out windows and doors for this place. I think we'll use this trim from Enchanted by Nature. For our front entrance, I think we're gonna use this flooring from base game, and then up top, I'm thinking about using this tile flooring. I'm gonna place this little sign right out front. Ooh, and then maybe we can get like candles lining the whole walkway. Look at this little confetti item. This is from the Party Essentials kit. And then I wanna get this little wall sconce item. That is from the Businesses and Hobbies pack. Oh my god, look at this wedding arch. I'm gonna place that bench from the Romantic Garden pack. And for now, I think that's gonna be the exterior of our build all complete. Flooring, wallpaper, and lighting has all been chosen. I know that things that I want to incorporate into this build are the like projector, homemade with the sheet. You know, that kind of gives like the stay in cozy date night feel. I also want to get some like painting stuff in here. We'll get some like wine bottles, pizza boxes, and stuff like that. So there's definitely a vision, right? But I kind of need to figure out a floor plan. I've created a little floor plan. So here's the front door. This is going to be like our living room area. And then I've divided up the space a little bit with a half wall. You'll come around here. Maybe we'll be able to fit a dining table, maybe. And then I'm going to put a small kitchen in here. And then we've got our 3-tile bathroom and the bedroom. And I think I'm gonna use this couch. This one is from Get Famous. Let's pull in these chairs. These ones are from Love Struck. I really like this TV stand, so we're gonna use this one. Let's use this beautiful framed TV with the roses on it. I think we're gonna do my tried and true trick of layering up curtains. So I'm gonna start by using these ones from high school years. Ooh, I found the perfect ones. And we're just gonna place them right behind like that. Since this is a cozy stay-in date night, we need to riddle this place with all kinds of activities for Sims to do. So I'm thinking, of course, we need to go in with some of the board games. And I guess I'll place this video game console as well. I found all that board game clutter. These items are from Growing Together, so I'm gonna place a bunch of these around the room. So I actually just added in some shelves from Life and Death, and I put it above our TV. I don't know that I love it, but obviously it's a very tight space, and what I had before was looking too cluttered. I'm gonna place this heart-shaped little side table. I've added in a few random items, so I placed some candles on top of our side table, and I moved our game over there so that I could fit this little bookshelf with the heart little bookends. I think that's super cute. We're gonna place this coffee table. I just added in these dividers to kind of break up our living room from our kitchen area. Something about the last couch was just not working for me, so I'm gonna change it to be this one instead. Here's a look at how the completed living room turned out. Here's a view of how this side turned out. Next, we're gonna move on to our kitchen. So we're gonna try to stock this kitchen with as much activities as we can possibly get. I already know that I wanna go in with these from Cottage Living. I'm gonna place this oven. This one is from Growing Together. This is how the layout of our kitchen is turning out so far. I'm gonna use this refrigerator, and I just popped it into the corner like that. So for right now, I have the pizza oven, a coffee machine, and also the stand mixer going on in here. I've added some details around. I added another one of those candle sconces along with a mirror and our garbage can. I actually like that a lot, so we're gonna be going for those chairs. This is gonna be the kitchen all complete. I added some candles to our dining table along with some flowers on our countertop, and of course I added in a smoke detector. Here's the completed bathroom. Now let's move on to our bedroom. I think it's only right that we use the heart-shaped bed. This is what we have going on so far. I also stuck this little heart-shaped chair in the corner. Let's use this red glowing mirror. I'm gonna stick a couple shelves in this corner, and here are those shelves all cluttered up. I'm also gonna add a few suitcases in here. We're gonna do one pink one and one red one. Technically the suitcases do serve as a dresser, but I think it's nice to still get a proper little wardrobe in here, so we're gonna use that one from Horse Ranch. And right here at the end of the bed, I'm gonna place this record player. With some off-camera cluttering, this is gonna be our bedroom all complete. Here's how this side of the room turned out. I went ahead and furnished our balcony off camera because I am gonna do some details up on the rooftop. So I just added in some lounge chairs with a drink tray. I also added in some towel clutter over here. And then I thought it'd be a good idea to add in a couple of easels as like a little, obviously, couples paint sesh. Hear me out, okay? Yes, this is a child's fort on top of our roof, but can't you just picture that? Like, cozy date night in, and you're getting all cozy, and then you have the absolutely genius idea to make yourself a cozy little fort for a cute little movie night, and at that, a rooftop island, gorgeous, stunning cozy movie night. Yeah, folks, it's genius, I fear. If you see the vibe, you see the vibe, and if you see the vision, you see it, but if not, you simply don't, and I don't know what to tell you. Here's how our rooftop little cozy movie night fort area turned out. I also added in a little pizza box and a couple of wine bottles. This is gonna be our rooftop hangout spot all complete. Here's how the inside of that turned out. Over here we have a hot tub with some towels and a radio. I also placed the flower arranging table. I just thought that was obviously a really nice touch for this specific shell. Ooh, y'all, this has been a long time coming, but we are officially going to move on to our very last shell, which is going to be for the fancy dinner date aesthetic. I'm thinking of using this wallpaper from Vampires. Here's how the exterior is looking. So far, I've just been adding some string lights to the outside of the build. I added a couple menus as well. And then I also added in a host station and a little sign with the little red rope fence as well. For now, this is gonna be the walkway up to our entrance all complete. So I've created a floor plan for this thing. When you first walk in, this part is what I'm gonna consider our like fancy restaurant part. To the left, you see this door right here, and then this is where the kitchen is gonna be. And then, yes, the bathroom is right off the kitchen. Not ideal, but it's what had to be done. And then there's a door right here that's gonna lead you into our bedroom. And then, as you can see, I have that like bookshelf secret door right here because I wanna make this back patio kind of like a speakeasy. That's the vibe, that's the vision for this place. So let's go ahead and tie together this front room. All right, lighting is picked. Now I wanna go in with some furniture to fill in this room. We're gonna use this chase from Love Struck. Now I'm gonna place this globe bar right here in the corner. And I just added a couple of those framed photos from werewolves. I know it's a little interesting, but we're gonna use this dining table from Journey to Batu. I think we're gonna use these cute little chairs from Modern Luxe. I just added some candle clutter to the top of our dining table. I also added this zebra print rug, which I used in my last video here on my channel. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check it out, but I fear I'm obsessed. I just changed the lighting in here to give it more of that moody feel that we're going for, and it looks much better. I added a couple plants to finish this side of the room off. To finish this side off over here, I'm going to place this little side table, and that's gonna finish off this side of our entryway. Here's a look at the entryway slash dining room of our fancy dinner date aesthetic. I absolutely love how this turned out. Moving on to the kitchen, so I'm gonna use, I think, these counters from For Rent. I'll use this stove from Life and Death. On the other side of the kitchen, I added in a refrigerator, another counter, and a trash can. And I also shoved a menu in right there. Since this is supposed to be like a fancy dinner type of restaurant aesthetic, perhaps we should get in 2 stoves like that. This is gonna be our kitchen all complete in the fancy date night restaurant aesthetic. Here's a look at how this side turned out. I also went ahead and furnished our bathroom off of camera. Let's move on to our bedroom. I'm gonna use those same curtains that we used out in our front entry. These are from Desert Locks. An essential, absolutely critical step when trying to do moody, aesthetic looking rooms is changing the color of the lighting. This has immediately changed the vibe of this room already. We're gonna go for this bed. I think we're gonna use these side tables. These ones are from For Rent. Let's place this glowing mirror in the orange swatch. We're gonna place this abstract mirror above the dresser. Place this plant in the corner. Let's place these lamps from Vampires. Actually, to break it up a little bit, I'm gonna use this lamp, I think from Base Game. This is gonna be our bedroom all complete. Here's how the other side of the bedroom turned out. Last but not least, it's time to move on to our speakeasy area. I'm gonna add this rounded bar. This one is from the Love Struck pack. I changed the swatch of our bar, and I also changed the swatch of our cabana to be this one with like the pretty drapes hanging down. I'm much happier with this. We're gonna use these bar stools. I decided to get rid of our cabana. I know, it was stunning, it was gorgeous, but I still want the Sims that stay here to be able to lounge outside in a private space, so I do want to prioritize getting some lounge chairs out here, so I fear that's what I'll be doing. Finishing off our speakeasy balcony by adding in this record player. I just added some outdoor lights, and this is going to be the completed balcony speakeasy. All right, folks, well, this has been our date night aesthetic themed heart-shaped villa build video, all complete. I have had so much fun doing this build. I haven't done a big build like this since my Christmas village build, so doing another big village build like this one has been challenging but super fun. And just like that, folks, we have officially made it to the end of today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed this build as much as I enjoyed creating it. If you did, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments down below of which shell was your favorite. And girl, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Your support means absolutely everything to me. So this is where I'm going to leave you all. I will see you all in my next video.